playoff bracket time, Liam. You and I giving our picks. Who wants to go first, me or you?
I'll do it.
All right. Let's see Liam's bracket.
I'll take the Heat off the bat.
Okay.
Oilers to win. Okay.
Washington.
Yeah, so Winnipeg, St. Louis, I think are pretty fraudulent, if I have to be honest.
I agree.
I think that's over in 5. I think Dallas is also pretty fraudulent. Obviously,
Lost 7 in a row coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, really? I didn't even know that. Jason Robertson obviously left the game yesterday in a knee brace.
Knee brace. It doesn't sound good either.
So that's not good. Also, Miro Heiskanen. Also, Jake Ottinger being the most overrated goalie in the league.
He's been awful down the stretch.
Yeah, he's not that good. Colorado, obviously a good team. I have Colorado then going. I just think Colorado have too much offensive depth.
And the Landeskog thing is such a boost.
Yeah, that's a boost. And also, Winnipeg play Nemeshnikov as a second-line center. He's a good player, but not that good. Vancouver, lol. Vegas to beat Minnesota. I think I have that in 5 games. Could be 6, but I think Vegas will just win that one. Be a tight series, though, I think. Edmonton, LA, I have going 6. Edmonton going through. Colorado, Edmonton. Edmonton just better. Edmonton go through, win the Stanley Cup. On the other side, I know a lot of people like the upset of Montreal and Ottawa. I just don't see it. I think we've been around the block and seen these happen quite often where, like, a team who is pretty impressive and, like, a young team finally gets into the playoffs. Like, Toronto surely has to get through one of these years, and I think Ottawa is easily the easiest opponent they've faced in a while. Tampa, Florida. I'm not really a Florida believer this season. Tampa Bay obviously bolstered up at the deadline. Vasilevsky's playing like Vasilevsky plays. Washington been great this season. Carolina and New Jersey just don't have enough right now. Carolina fall like they always do. Washington finally get to another conference final. Face Tampa. Washington beat Tampa. Washington fall to the Edmonton Oilers in 6.
All right.
There you go.
I agree with you on a few, obviously disagree on a handful as well. But if you want to flash mine up, Aaron, I can walk people through it. I think people are going to...
Whoa.
Giddy up. What did I say about sometimes it's just the year where there's not the expectations, there's not all the hype and hoopla. These are 2 teams who I think a year ago they were the pick. Everyone was going, man, Toronto, Edmonton could actually be a cup final. No one's really talking about it this year. But I'll start with the West. Agree, Winnipeg gets through St. Louis. I think maybe they buffer once or twice, but I have it in 6. I have Colorado rinsing Dallas in 6.
Yeah,
in 5, sorry.
I could see it in 5 as well.
My stunner in the West is Minnesota.
7
games, Minnesota's going to squeak out like a 3-2 win in Game 7 or something like that. I just look at it. They both play a very, very heavy brand of hockey. And I know Vegas has some good players stepping up in depth roles and all that. But Minnesota, I think their depth is slept on, haven't been healthy all year. And I like Philip Gustafsson more than I like Aiden Hill. As much as Aiden Hill's been there, done that, and maybe Gustafsson gets rattled or whatever, I think Philip Gustafsson's a guy who can step up and steal a series.
He is a good goalie. And I mean, if things hypothetically go wrong for him, I mean, good backup.
Yeah.
Fleury.
I have Edmonton winning in 5 as well. So 2 of the West series end in 5 games. In the East, Toronto wins in Game 7. I think there'll be a lot of talk about the Leafs are choke artists. Game 7 on home ice against the Sens. What's going to happen? I think they find a way, and it just fuels them, like rocket fuel, winning that Game 7. And I honestly think they'll beat Tampa in like 6 games, be in the conference final. I am taking the sexy underdog pick in Montreal because I do think one wildcard team in each conference finds a way to advance. Montreal in 7, doing what they did in 2010. Again, this one's become a bit of a cliche pick. Everyone thinks they're being all quirky with the Habs, which is why I'm taking it a step further, and I have them beating the Canes. I think Montreal goes from the momentum of Game 7 against Washington. They go up against a Canes team that just walks all over New Jersey, and they like punch them in the mouth early and go up 2-0 in that series. It's like a 3-1 win, then it's like an OT win in round 2 or in Game 2. And Carolina's just on their heels. Confidence is shattered. Bell Center is just electric. And Montreal finds a way to hold on and win this series. And like, I'll say they split at home. They're up 3-1, lose Game 5, win Game 6 at the Bell Center.
And the Bell Center is
it's a
such
factor.
an advantage.
It's a factor.
Yeah, that place is crazy. Or Toronto, Montreal conference final. That would be one
How
for the
great
ages.
would these conference finals be?
Yeah, it would be probably the best you could ask for. Not in terms of skill, but just like everything involved in it.
It would be so good, but I think Toronto goes and beats the Habs in like 5 games. I think Edmonton and Colorado is just a dogfight, 7 games. Get to the Cup final. Oilers stars are more experienced. So Oilers come through and win. Again, Anthony Stolarz, Oilers got to him in the Stanley Cup final last year when he had his little relief appearance. I actually don't even remember if they scored on him or not. But the point is, Edmonton's going to win the Stanley Cup and beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in the process. And is that just not the sweetest way to lift Lord Stanley?
Yeah, that would be. I don't know how this country would survive.
No, it'd be crazy, but again, one of the most annoying things that would come of this is there would be some controversial call in like game 3 that like goes the Oilers' way and they score on the power play, and you deal with Leafs fans for all of eternity being like, if that call in game 3 didn't go their way, the Leafs might have won game 3 in overtime, then they wouldn't have been down 2-1 in the series, and blah, 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 blah. Leafs fans would be very annoying, but I think the Oilers win that series. Stanley Cup, Oilers over the Leafs. Again, predictions are, in my opinion, I find it funny, unless you have like the analytic model, like a Dom Lucian or something. I think predictions, you should get a little bit bold and weird because, again, no one really cares if you get them right or wrong at the end of the day. I just want to do a victory lap if Minnesota beats Vegas. That's all I care about.
Say you did it. Say you were the one who called it.
Yep, I called it. And guess what? If I'm wrong, I'll be like, yeah, no shit, I was wrong.
Yeah, it's Minnesota.
It's Minnesota. Yeah.
I was kidding.
Yeah, I was just joking around.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.